Next, they're going to ask us to find perimeter. Okay, so in order to find perimeter, we have to add up all the sides. So we need 2 of this longer side, and we need 2 of the shorter sides. Okay, so we're going to say perimeter equals, I should have added that up above. So perimeter equals 2 lengths plus 2 widths when we're dealing with rectangles. So we'll say 2 times 10 divided by, I'm going to go ahead and factor this again, just because the factors are easier to find common denominators. So we have x plus 8 and x plus 3. Okay, and then we have to add to that 2 of the x plus 1 over x plus 3. Now, in order to find a common denominator, we need to look for the factors that we have. And in this one, we have x plus 8 and x plus 3. So I am actually going to take this quantity. Actually, let's make this a little simpler. We're going to put the 2 out front. We're going to add these 2 together. Let's see if we can make this a little, whoops, where's my drawing pen? There we go. Make this a little simpler. So instead of doing 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, I'm going to add the length and the width together first and then take our answer times 2. It just gives us a few, some fewer steps. Okay. Notice though, for this second one, we have to have a common denominator, and right now we only have the x plus 3, which means we have to multiply this one by the x plus 8 factor. So we are going to do that to both the numerator and the denominator so that we don't change the overall value. Now we have a common denominator. Right? So we can say 2 times, which means if we have a common denominator, that means we can just write this x plus 8 and x plus 3 once, just like we talked about when we added rational fractions. And then we'll combine our numerators. So this is going to be 10 plus x plus 1 times x plus 8. If we, and let's close that bracket. Okay, and then if we combine these together, we're going to go ahead and multiply this out. So we're going to have 10 plus x squared plus 9x plus 8. And all of that is divided by x plus 8 times x plus 3. So this becomes x squared plus 9x plus 18. Okay, so I'm going to make a note of that up here. This 10 is good, and plus 8, I'm just combining like terms. So now I can take this x squared plus 9x plus 18 and factor that. That's going to be x plus 9. Nope, sorry, 6 and 3. Give my computer a chance to catch up. Sorry, x plus 6 and x plus 3. And then in the denominator, we still have our x plus 8 times x plus 3. And notice each time, I'm just carrying that 2 times all the way through until we get to the end, just to keep it simple. If you had multiplied through, you'd have to factor it out again, so that just creates extra steps for us. Okay, so now that we have our factors, we can see that this x plus 3 is going to cancel. So then our final answer would be 2 times x plus 6 divided by x plus 8. A lot of times we'll find keeping the factors throughout the work makes it easier. Just be careful with perimeter, especially because anytime you have this addition that is between two terms, okay, that means that we can't cancel out the x plus 8 at this step. We have to wait until we have all multiplication, and then we can cancel them out. Because you see, as soon as we combined our two fractions and simplified over here, we no longer had the x plus 8 in there. So if we had canceled it at this step, we would have gotten it wrong. Okay, and the last one is asking us to find a missing value. So we're still doing volume of a prism. So this is still going to be length times width times height. Okay. And this time though, they give us the volume. So it says if the volume of a regular prism is 7 over x minus 3 over 5x. This is my volume. The width is 2 over x and the height is 4 over x, and they're asking us to find the length. So I'm going to solve this for L for my length, which means I have to divide both sides by width and height. Okay, this way the width and height will cancel out, and I'll be left with length equals, sorry guys, my computer is really lagging. It's making it act funny. Volume divided by width times height is what we're going to use over here. So there's my formula, okay? Okay, so we'll set this up with what they give us. Length equals, the volume is 7 over x minus 3 over 5x. Notice, this is not one single fraction. We have this minus sign here. So we're going to have to combine these. We're going to have to find a common denominator so that we can combine it into a single fraction. Okay. It is divided by width times height. So 2 over x times 4 over x. Okay. And we will go ahead and we will combine these. So up here, I multiplied by the missing factor. You can also take the whole entire thing and multiply it by your common denominator. So in this case, my common denominator is 5x. So when I multiply 7x times 5x, the x's are going to cancel, and I'll have 35. Minus, and then the 5x's here will cancel, 3 over 5x times 5x, so I'm left with 3. That is all going to be over 5x because we just created one common denominator. And then we can go ahead and multiply these, so this will be 8 over x squared. And you can see now that we have a complex fraction. So we're going to go ahead and convert this to multiplication so we can simplify it down to one fraction. So numerator stays the same. 35 minus 3 is 32 over 5x. Division becomes multiplication. The denominator becomes the reciprocal. So x squared over 8. Now this looks much simpler. This is a lot easier for us to work with. Okay, so this x and x squared, that will simplify to x. And then the 32 and 8, we can cancel those. That leaves a 4 in the numerator. 32 divided by 8 is 4. Okay, so then my final answer here will be 4 times x, or 4x, divided by the denominator, which is 5.